Hey guys, I'm back home to see my parents for Chinese New Year, and look what I found. I actually found this quite a while ago, but I just haven't had the time to make a video on this. First of all, if you notice, back then it was called the Wachovia Center. For those of you who remember, Wachovia went down during the 2008 financial crisis. So I don't know what it's called now, but it's definitely not the Wachovia Center. So for those of you who follow NBA or basketball, this was my first NBA game that I ever went to. And it was pretty cool because since I went to college at University of Pennsylvania, sometimes you'd be able to have deals with the NBA or at least the local Phillies team where, did I say Phillies? Wow, I just said Phillies. The 76ers, where you would get discount tickets. So believe it or not, these tickets only cost $20. But that's actually not good because the game sucked. way to watch a bad game, right? Your first NBA game, it was so bad. So for those of you who know 76ers history, Iverson had left at this point, right? And Iguodala was probably their best player. So Iverson had left, Mutombo had left. The 76ers were sort of a team that was rebuilding itself at the time. And this game, I think the reason why it was so cheap was because Iguodala was hurt. So basically, there was like no one good on the team playing. And they were playing the Utah Jazz. This was, I don't remember that. It's so funny that I just remember the team being so bad, but I didn't remember who they played. And now that I have this reference, I remember there was a guy named Woozer on the Utah Jazz team. I just thought his name was so funny, Woozer. You know, he's a loser. But yeah, $20 tickets, right? Which is basically unheard of. But we sat in the, imagine if this is the ball court, right? We sat here. So we were kind of looking diagonally down. It was really bad seats. And what was really sad was there was nobody. It was really sad. There was nobody. It was bunch of us college students in the corner seats, and then a few Philadelphians. At this time, there was zero fandom for the 76ers. It was so sad, man. I have never been to a game that empty. And I remember I told my friend Colin, who was from the Philadelphia area, I was like, Colin, I finally watched a basketball game. I finally went to the NBA and watched the 76ers game. And he's like, did you see Iguodala play? And I'm like, that name doesn't ring a bell. And then that's when I found out that the player you're supposed to watch for was hurt during that game. So now, if you wanted to derive a lesson from life, right, which we like to do on this channel, imagine if I didn't know anything about American basketball, didn't know anything about NBA, and this was the game that I judged it on. Oh man, I would have never watched NBA again. Thank goodness a lot of you guys know I grew up in the Chicago area, right? So I got to watch Michael Jordan. And then when I was in DC, afterwards, Michael Jordan came to DC. So I got to see really good basketball. But of course, never live. So for those of you watching, do you remember the first NBA game you saw live, or any sport that you really liked? Did you remember the first baseball game or the first football game, or let's go beyond American stuff, the first rugby game, the first cricket game? Give me your stories below. Okay, guys, if you like this, if you like these funny reflections, press a like and share. Okay, guys, talk to you guys in the comments. Final thing, I didn't realize until I recorded this that if I didn't get school discount tickets, it would have been $70, $67, man. That's really funny. I had to do a double take because the 76ers, but it's a $67 ticket. Either way, I would have been really angry if I paid $67 for that game, because you had to transport yourself down there, so you have to pay for transport, right? Most people in Philadelphia usually take what's called SEPTA. So I had to take the SEPTA down, and so that's a few extra bucks plus this. All right, guys, talk to you soon.